Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
I'm loaded.
I'm locked the fuck in, okay?
I got my life jacket on.
Yeah. On this, our special in memoriam funeral episode for TikTok.
Everyone shut up. I don't want to talk about it.
In the arms of an angel.
My mom used to unironically play that song a lot. Just because, divorced mom energy.
Sure, yeah.
Like, that and, Creed, that's very much, the music that I grew up with,
Yeah, for sure.
But the fact that it became, an ASPCA meme is just so good to me.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my morning clothes right now. My funeral hat. I also am wearing my life jacket just to be locked in,
Sure.
It's going to be... We got a lot of stuff that we need to talk about today. Welcome to Into the Twilight.
Ayo.
We're here.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm out here,
Yeah.
pending existential dread and loss of dopamine from critical sources. I gotta talk about Severance, okay? Okay?
All right.
I'm back on my bullshit. I'm so fucking
It's been 3
jazzed.
years.
It's been
we're here.
800,000 years.
I didn't remember anything that happened.
Yeah. Nothing has taken as long as this season of television, and goddamn, is it still a great show.
3 things. I remembered Scary Building.
Sure.
I remembered hot, sexy, scary dancing man.
Yeah.
And I remembered 2 old men in love.
Yeah.
That's it.
Old Man Yowie, cornerstone of that of this fandom.
And everything else.
Yeah. Right. So Severance is back. I'm very excited about it. It's fucking still amazing and great. So strap the fuck in. I'm just excited. What really brings me the most joy is not even just how good this television show is, but I remember back in my day, I was there, when that finale dropped.
I remember when it was just us 5 in a live journal talking about Severance.
No, but that's what it felt like. You know what I mean? It was the way that people are talking about Severance now is awesome. Because, I'm glad that it's gotten, a much bigger thing. And, people are super into it. People are reading the theories. But, when we were there, when I was there...
There would have been no one in that Grand Central Station, all right?
No
one.
Shot. It was just like Succession, right? Succession, season 1? No,
literally.
Nobody was there. I was there, but nobody else was there. It was us and 12 people in a dream. And it was awesome. It was great. But also, when you're trying to talk about theories, you're trying to talk about stuff that's going on, and there's, 5 other people in a subreddit, and that's it. It was wild. And people don't have that concept of it now, but I remember. Okay.
Yeah, y'all should be fucking thankful.
And I'm very grateful that now there's, this huge community that's fuck yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk shop. Fuck yeah, it's awesome. Because...
But just remember your roots, all right?
Right. But this is also a great testament to, letting shows cook after their first season and not canceling them immediately if they don't perform well after 2 weeks, right?
Netflix,
because
I'm
look
fucking
at this
winding up my
shit
fist.
now. Yeah. So just let it be known. It fucking works. Let people flock to it. Let people get there. Let people find it and have a great time. The show's fucking good. I'm so fucking excited for it. Everyone is so scary and so good at their jobs. John Turturro, I owe you my life for the representation and the service you've done to the Old Man Yowie community. It's really huge for me. Thank you, Christopher Walken.
Drop your Venmos.
Seriously. I will buy you a drink. Also, Tremel Tillman scares me so bad in such a beautiful way because he's so good at his job.
It's not like this show needed to be scarier, but somehow Ben Stiller was like, what should we do for season 2? Oh,
Right.
You want to be scared of kids?
Yeah.
I didn't need to be more scared of kids, Ben.
Right. Shout out to that one, 9-year-old office girl. She's working through it out here. I'm so excited because it's just like, it's so fun to have a regular, like, HBO style, like, it's one night that everyone is gonna be talking about it and everyone's locked the fuck in. I do have a gripe that now it is the same time as Traitors, even though they said this was going to be a Friday show. Why did it release on 8 p.m. on Thursday? That's not Friday. What are you talking about? What is going on? Whatever.
So
it's fine. I'll take it a day early.
Choose.
But yeah, this is a nightmare for gay people. What are you talking about? Like, I now have to decide between my two loves. Obviously, Severance gets priority, but like, Jesus Christ, guys. Let me live, okay?
I am so grateful that this gets to fill my spot of I love a weekly TV show, okay?
Yeah. Sue me. I love the community aspect of it, okay? We're all having fun out here.
I love that as soon as this episode dropped, that I got an email notification from Hunter Harris being like, "Sup, bitches, let's talk about Severance." And it's like, yeah, please, let's talk about Severance.
It's so good. It's such a fun show to talk about because there's truly a million ways it can go. And everyone's theories are both wrong and right. And it's wonderful and it's awesome. And it's just a fun thing to be a part of while it's going on. And also for it to be genuinely good, you know?
Yes.
Like, that's a hard balance to do of like a show that can foster an audience that will be talking about it all the time and is also very high quality and not
Correct.
In an actual legitimate way. And it's like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful mix of things. And I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm sweating, but I'm fucking locked in, baby. I'm clocking into work, okay? I'm here. How are you doing, my friend?
God, I'm here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. That's something to be proud of, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, we gotta persist out of spite, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That's, I've told my therapist that, and she cracks a smile, and then is like, so let's unpack that. It's like, God damn it, Barbara.
Yeah, go on.
I spend so many of these sessions talking about capitalism. Don't you get it now? Listen, we've talked about this show ad nauseum. Yeah. But it's legitimately one of the only things that brought me joy this week. So can y'all just fucking give me a break? I want to talk about the finale. The Emmy-deserving finale.
I wish you would.
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
God, yes. How the tables have turned that you are bringing this to the space and not me. You know what I mean?
I know.
I love that for you. This is so exciting. I feel so proud.
The growth over this show, that now I'm bringing Bravo shit.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody right now is doing shit like the Salt Lake women are.
Yep.
And specifically, the uncensored extended finale.
Okay.
Of Salt Lake.
Please tell me everything because I unfortunately watched this live on Bravo.
No.
I know. Listen. I was with the homies and we wanted to see it on the day. So I have not dabbled into the actual extended uncensored universe yet.
Okay. All right.
So
then
tell me
I can't speak to what you saw then cuz I've only watched the good cut. The Snyder cut.
Yeah, the director's cut.
The fucking Heather producer cut of this.
God.
She, honest to God, Heather is less of a housewife this season, more of a producer, if we're being real about it.
Right.
There are a couple of notable moments of this season, or this season finale specifically. One is the Oops, All Lisas.
God, so good. So good. She's never been happier in her life. You know what I mean?
No,
her
it
face,
fed
her speechlessness sent me
speechless. When Meredith said speechless, I was like, oh, we're so in. When Lisa said the leaky gut read, I ascended into a level of joy that I don't know I've ever experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Whitney, so y'all know this, I'm an only child. I don't understand you all who have kin. This episode helped me understand the way that siblings fight better than anything else.
Yeah.
Because the way that Lisa and Whitney fucking go at each other, the amount of times these women have to break them up.
Yeah. Like, from physically fighting each other.
And honest to God, I think if they just fought each other for a second, it might cool everything down.
Yeah.
I think they do just need to tussle for a second.
You gotta let it out. Yeah.
You do. Because they really do just want to go at each other. But the amuse-bouche, like, the best part of this whole episode for me, and there's a lot of parts, but the pointing is the best piece of television I've seen in a really long time.
Give her an Emmy is not enough. Give her a Pulitzer Prize for that. Like that. I was not here. I was like levitating. I was like, the fact that she did it twice with 2 fingers, just pointing across the table at this woman after she was like, please don't put your hand in my face, and she's like, bitch, I'll do it twice, okay? At the same time, incredible. Listen,
what I would have given to
God.
see the producers in that moment, because you had to have known, like, oh, we've got it. Right. We got the whole thing.
Right. This is her story.
Literally. And that's saying something, right? Because that whole dinner scene, which, first of all, they're in a fucking theme park. It's so good. This whole season is a no skip. It's very important to me. But to have it cut off essentially right before this fight, I've never been more excited for a 3-part reunion in my life.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's over. I can't believe that this week I'm losing both Salt Lake and TikTok. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? You know? Yeah. Am I going to have to fill my void? Am I going to have to go back to Supernatural? Like, is that what you want? Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
It's such a testament to, because we're seeing so many of the other franchises not doing so hot, right? And that's
New York.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, you know, I was gonna be polite, but yes. But like, there's something so beautiful about Salt Lake City and the fact that like this season in particular, when everyone was scared because they were like, last season was real good, right? And everyone's scared of what Monica's not gonna be here anymore, so what's gonna happen, right? But the fact that this is leaps and beyonds better than I ever could have imagined, and they're in such a groove. And the fact that every episode was like so jam-packed, there was wild shit that happened and they just glazed over. Like, Bronwyn got mauled by a dog, you know? And that was 2 seconds of an episode because there was other shit to talk about. You know, there was so much more important shit that was just like a random Tuesday, you know? Yeah. It's wild. There's the depth and just concentration of content this season is just astronomical in a way I never would have anticipated. I mean, I always have faith in my girls, but like, holy shit.
Usually Orange County would spend a whole season milking Mary and her son. And we got, I mean, and I don't agree with that, right? But like, we would have seen that far more than we got this season. Yeah. And we got a blip of it. Yeah. Because it was just these women going at each other. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. You know? Oh, God. It's so good. Okay. We have a couple of things. First and most importantly, you broke this news to me. Yeah. Via Pop Crave. So can you tell the class that we have music news? Question mark?
Yeah. Surprisingly, we do have music news and a case to corner. The 2 roads are converging. Pew, 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 pew. Because, thank you, Pop Crave, has enlightened me and us that Lord Huron is collaborating with Kristen Stewart for a song called Who Laughs Last, which will be this Friday when this airs. So, that's... What? Question mark, first of all. Huh? What do you mean?
First of all, I love this. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been listening to Lord Huron for a really long time.
Yeah.
A lot of people notably have used one of Lord Huron's very popular songs incorrectly in wedding videos and wedding dances, which makes me laugh last, so fuck y'all. I just would have never expected a collabo with K-Stu in my wildest dreams, and I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, it's like they broke into your home and found a dream that you didn't even know you wrote. You're like, okay, yeah, for sure.
Well, especially because K-Stu's been on the back end. I mean, the last thing that we saw, she was directing the Boy Genius film.
Yeah, she's been a director or a star in music videos.
Correct.
But singing? Whoa.
Right.
Hello.
Whoa.
Trying to take Rob's thunder a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Pop
She's like,
Girly, let's go.
Rob's not the only one that can do this. Move over. I'm the new Hatsune Miku. Like, what?
Oh my god. Sorry. That's kind of the most beautiful image I've ever seen in my life. In my mind's eye. I'm just going to be thinking of Kristen Stewart, Hatsune Miku, forever. I'm just going to hold and treasure that for a really long time. 'Cause that's beautiful.
It would honestly, it's the only thing that can make this better.
Yeah.
If
Want her
this
to just be throwing leaks around. That's what I want. I need that.
Because y'all know, I mean, Lord Huron is like in my, y'all know I love a stomp in a song. Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Give me some of that, unfortunately. Y'all know I love a Lumineers, a Mumford and Son, like...
A little Heyo,
but,
a little...
But Lord Huron and a Hatsune Miku, what? I need it, unfortunately. So I'm intrigued. I thought that we would get movie before music. I'm so locked in, though.
Yeah.
I have something to look forward to this week.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think I would have to say, so I'm in it. This 30-second little teaser, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bob Crave.
Hell yeah.
For your breaking news. We have an update.
Oh my god.
The last time we talked about this was months ago.
Yeah.
God, I want to say probably 6 months ago when this was still in a selection phase.
Yeah, like it wasn't actual production. It was like, what if, right? Like, imagine.
Yeah,
if this existed.
We chose you, but we had no dates at all.
Right.
And that's the Lego Cullen house.
Oh my god. It's real.
So it's real now. It's not we have like a full prototype. It's on the Lego store. Mm-hmm. We have a pre-order date. It looks great. I'm very excited about it.
It's really pretty. I am obsessed with how they put these photos together. Because, I mean, just like special shout out to Edward and Bella just in the back in the tree. That's really important to me.
Oh my
god. The wolf is nuts.
The wolf is a lot.
The wolf's a lot. The truck is looking chic. I gotta put some respect on the truck. The truck is looking real good here.
It is. It looks beautiful. It looks well done. It's very clear from all of these setup photos that they have very clearly paid attention to the work that's here.
Yeah.
And I know that I've seen some people be like, why the hell is this like $220 US? Mm-hmm. Listen, I have seen Lego things be expensive. Yeah. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Legos are expensive. And this is like a lot of pieces. And there's like a lot of intricate. It's like the whole house. So there's like multiple, floors and rooms here. And it looks big.
It does look big. They have it shown on like next to a vase. Like it looks large.
Yeah.
And they have to pay for the trademark. Like, this is a thing. So I'm not surprised by that at all. I think it's... Listen, Lego has stepped up since I was a kid. It looks a lot better than what I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it looks beautiful.
I'm so... This one photo when they're in the kitchen and the bowl is on the floor is...
I can't.
That is so important to me.
What I would have given to be the person who was like, these are the exact scenes that we need to do.
Yeah.
Because
and they have... They have multiple wigs for Jacob. They have the long hair and the short hair. That's really good. That's really good.
I watched a presentation where they were showing this off because apparently they got to tell like Lego insiders this back in September. And apparently Edward has like 2 faces.
Yeah.
Like 2 heads that you can put on.
Sure.
One is like a regular one and then one is a shiny one for his glitter face. And it's just like, Lego, I love you.
Yeah.
Like, you get it.
The attention to detail is astounding. I'm very impressed.
It's so good. These are beautiful. Thank you for I can't remember the original person right now who designed and submitted this originally. Yeah. But Lego really stepped it up in this, and I appreciate the detail here.
Ugh. What a time to be alive.
It's beautiful. I can't wait to see people actually putting it together. I won't be able to see it on fucking TikTok, but I'll be able to see it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing here. Lionsgate UK has shared some thoughts about who the Twilight characters would be if they were on the Traitors.
What a thought experiment.
They're interesting. And I would like to know your thoughts.
Choices are made.
Yeah.
I think what they have for sure correct is Jessica is a traitor.
Correct.
In the silent but deadly, not as Delulu kind of energy. I see that. I see Mike being converted to being a traitor. Absolutely. I see that.
Yeah. I think that he would play a lot like Tom is right now.
Yes, for sure. Like, not really there, not really knowing what's going on. I saw a tweet that's like, do you think Tom Sandoval is worried that he might be a traitor and he just doesn't know it yet? And that's how he's playing this game. And I think that's how Mike Newton would play this game.
100%. The amount of times this last episode where Alan had to tell Tom to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It was...
This man is so bad at being on television. It's actually impressive.
It's like, good. You have done 11 seasons
of
VPR. How do you not know your marks? It's embarrassing. What stresses me out about these selections is not that they put Aro as a traitor, because obviously.
Sure, yeah.
I'm a little iffy on that. I think it could go the Tony route. I think that Aro would want to be a traitor, but he might get pulled to be a faithful.
Right. It's like, that's too easy, you know?
It's the obvious choice, right?
Yeah.
My concern is that they put Charlie as a faithful. Now, before y'all even fucking come for me.
Controversial take incoming.
Do I believe that Charlie is a faithful in his heart? Yes, obviously. However, we need to remember the lore of the text. What is actually factually true about Charlie. Yeah. Charlie is a cop. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't remember... We all have what we want to believe about Charlie, right? That he's a sweet, soft man, can get it, obviously. However, Charlie is a boy in blue, okay?
Yeah.
That means, right now, canonically, he's Derek, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know that he would do as well as he think he would.
Yeah.
And that...
Yeah, because they're kind of making it a fan fiction that often we do with Charlie, of him being like, oh yes, he can like sniff it out, or he's like for the greater good, which like all those things could be true in a hypothetical universe. However, is he gonna be out here doing all that? I don't know. I don't
You
think
know
so.
who'd be great on the Traitors? Seth. They didn't put Seth on here.
Yeah. I'm surprised, too, that they didn't put Seth and they didn't put Jasper, which I thought was kind of an obvious pull.
You know Jasper would get so overstimulated, though.
Right, he gets so overstimulated. Also, you know, Confederate history. So
Right.
I think if he's not a traitor, he would be very much a la, you know, anti-Peppermint in season 2, when it's like, this is obviously a witch.
God.
This is a demon. This is someone I don't trust, you know, this person who's lying, obviously. And it's like, you're just being racist is what you're doing, and transphobic. This is what's happening. So that's that's my energy feeling for him.
Anytime that y'all start thinking about and like romanticizing the Twilight characters too much, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to start thinking about them and how they would react to drag queens, because Jasper, as much as you want to be like, Jasper's like perfect, he's so sensitive, he's so great, I know canonically, right, like factually true, right, trans people have always existed. I know for a fact that Jasper would start to literally cry if he saw a drag queen.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
his brain would explode.
He'd be like, wait, are you a man in a dress? Like, he would start to be like transvestigating, right? And
yes.
it's like, that's
100% he would be. Yeah.
I need to kill you. Actually, for real though, you need to be gone.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You're so done.
Oh my god.
The one thing that they did miss on this, and it just needs to be an additional bullet point about Jess. Jess would be making TikToks in the castle.
Oh, sure. Of course.
So.
Yeah, she'd spend more time queening out with Alan than
she'd be like
trying to figure out what's going on.
Not just in the book, but like Jess in the movie would be part of the Bambies. If she just got around the right people who understood and helped her know like what lesbianism was, that's
right.
where she.
Her whole worldview will be changed for the better.
God bless, you know. Hey, so I don't want to talk about this episode.
Yeah, you know what? Instead, for the next 20 minutes, we're gonna hear ourselves step into traffic. That's gonna be the next 30 minutes of this episode.
Yeah, so Cody and I are gonna pause right here, and then we're gonna take our phones and record ourselves standing on train tracks, and that's gonna be the next 30 minutes of ASMR for y'all.
And that'll be more enjoyable.
I need to know what you thought was going to be funny or comedic or good about suggesting the show to us.
Our misery. That's the answer. Our misery.
Was it going to be the occasional timely needle drops? Because waiting every couple of episodes for a pink needle drop isn't enough for the pain. Okay?
I don't know. I will say starting this episode off with Pink's So What really kind of balance and offset some of the trauma that we get later on. At least for a little bit.
It was a good little bit of icy hot for a little bit.
I just love that was like Elena's flashback, like pump up jam to get ready for cheerleading practice and get her uniform and shit and being like, hell yeah, nothing can stop me. It's fucking so what, bitch? I'm still a rock star. It's like, what is happening? I love it.
I know that it's a television show, right? And I know that it has to be entertaining. It's just, it removes me from the narrative of the world to think that Elena pops her ass out of bed in the morning and goes right to her mirror. Not pees, not washes her face, not brushes her teeth, anything. Right. It's just like, I wake up perfect.
Right.
But what? Hello?
Yeah.
And it's not a... she has a cerebral brain hemorrhage.
Yeah.
This whole time. My girl is literally dying.
She's going through it. Yeah.
This whole episode. But people think that she has, quote, just, heavy on the quotes here, just a concussion. And they're like, oh, you're fine to get up and move. You're fine to have vodka in your tea. Ha ha ha. You're fine to have lights on around you. God. We knew nothing about concussions in 2012. We still don't, know a lot, but we know more
Sure.
than we knew then. If y'all want to know why my age and above, who played sports, ask any of us if we've seen stars. Okay, the answer is yes. We've all had concussions. All right.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate this. It's painful.
It's so painful.
How did you feel about seeing her parents, by the way?
That was so jarring. Like, all of the flashbacks
weird.
are like, it was very weird. I was weird to see Elena, like, with a shred of happiness in her spirit. That was really unusual.
Yeah, she was acting like a kid.
Yeah, like, it was such a parallel. And obviously they make, like, a ton of parallels with the flashbacks because it's like, you know, there's a lot of thematic things that are repeated here across the board. But it is very interesting to see her, like, with... also, welcome back, Jenna, for a quick second. Hello. Plus her parents, and her just being like, I'm just a normal kid going to school, before, you know, the worst traumas happen over every single day for the rest of my life for the next few years after this. Repeatedly badgering me in a way that I cannot escape. And to see her, like, it must have been so hard, too, for Nina Dobrev to, like, channel that in, because, like, she obviously is playing such a type with Elena.
Yeah.
In modern times, which is, you know, obviously, you know, surrounded by trauma and despair and hopelessness, and kind of, like, locking back into, like, what she would have felt like 2 years ago or whatever, and being like, I'm just a happy kid. It's like, that's tough. That's tough.
And it was interesting to see that Elena, because obviously that Elena is going through it, but in such a mundane way of, like, oh, I have to, you know, my boyfriend and I are fighting at this party, and oh, I don't want to say I love him back. Like, things that when you are that age are fully encompassing and are so high stakes, but to her now feels so trivial.
Right. But also feed into her current feelings, which is like, 100%. We still have this long-standing internal thing of her, of not wanting someone to leave her or be mad at her for not choosing them, you know? Which is a very real teen thought, but it's also very real in the literal sense of her current life, of, like, you know, these fuckers are just, like, trying to win the game of her life and her heart, and she's like, I just want people to stop leaving me. And this is going to be the theme for the rest of my life, and I will never get it because it consistently sucks.
Right. I think it was interesting to see how much more I enjoyed current Matt over flashback Matt. And that has an asterisk, because obviously, like, Matt has good intentions this episode, even though he's being an asshole.
He's a little messy meddler, this guy. He is. He's stirring the pot.
But he was, like, queening out with her a couple of times this episode, of being like, so tell me the goss. Like, which one are you going to choose?
But, like, who's your fave? Like, if you had to pick, you know? Like. And
it was so interesting to see his character this episode, because, like, we've been saying for a while now that Matt is, quote, like, just a human. But I got so mad when he spoke up and talked to Elijah, because I was like, you are just a guy.
Yeah. Who do you think you are?
No, literally, because Elijah, when we first met him, would have been like, I'm gonna kill you for talking to me.
Right. Like, yeah.
And I know that he was down bad because he wanted to get his brother, but I was like, Matt, you need to read the room right now. Like, you are getting a little too cocky with your life to not shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight, buddy. This is
literally.
Like, you gotta.
These people all have atom bombs right now. Like, chill.
Yeah. Let's reel it in.
I screamed. I was so excited to see Elijah back, because he looks,
dude, crowd cheer,
so
crowd cheer,
hot. And getting to see Elijah be like, listen, Elena, can we just ignore Stefan and Damon for a second? Right. Can we just talk as girls? I need my brother back. Okay?
Yeah.
I need my brother back. I know that you hate him. I get it. He's a fascist. He wants to end the world and kill you or whatever. I'm going to bring him back. But
Brothers, am I right?
But in like 150 years, you're going to be gone. Your whole bloodline's going to be gone. Like, you will never have to worry about it. Okay?
Right.
Damon screaming on the phone. Like,
Right.
girl, don't do it. He's like, no deal. Stefan's like, no deal, but it is up to you, babe. And she's like, got it. Deal.
God.
Because they can't say no to each other. They're best friends.
No. It's like, well, if you say so, you know, you do have a kind spirit. Even though you've proven nothing of that sort.
But Elijah and Elena keep their words to each other.
Right.
Elijah doesn't go back. He's a lawful neutral or whatever. Like, he keeps his word.
Yeah. Right.
And that Elena right now can trust. Like, she needs consistency in this moment. And she's like, well, I'm going to be dead anyways. Because everyone knows that if you turn me, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
I hate it. I don't like that at all. So why would anyone ever do that to me?
Yeah.
Remember when I went on that big hike on the hill? I don't want to do this. I want to be human. Everyone knows that conversation except for fuck-ass Meredith.
Yeah. God, yeah. Listen, and, like, I know Meredith, like, it's not her fault, right? Necessarily. But, like...
Well, no harm.
Right. This is true, right. It is. She is supposed to be operating under a medical and ethical code, right? But I feel like if she's already aware of, like, vampire shit that is happening here. I know, obviously, Rick is not a reliable confidant anymore. But the fact that, like, nobody else was like, hey, dog, just so you're aware of shit, if you give blood, that's gonna have, effects here, and we just gotta talk about it, you know, like, we just gotta be in the know here, and you know, and she's just trying to do her job, you know, she's trying to save a life, you know, but, like, we gotta have none of these fucking people want to talk to adults in this universe, and I get it, a lot of them are bad and untrustworthy, and also just, you know, not very smart, but the one person that's, like, in charge of a hospital, you know, it seems like the only person that works at the hospital. Maybe we should have, like, a relationship, you know? With just, like, some sort of, like, knowledge of information sharing. Just a little bit, you know?
I think the difficult thing is, too, Elena's had a lot of things going on, so I don't blame her for this.
Right.
And she is 18 now.
True.
One thing I would have recommended to her, if she is 18 and she is vehemently against becoming a vampire. Yeah. She lives in a town with all mystical creatures, and presumably the only doctor in this town likes to use vampire blood. Yeah. I am surprised that she did not get any sort of documentation drawn up with, like, a DNR. Yeah. Either a DNR or, like, a do not vampirize me. Like, whatever kind just of something. Like, DNR that is. Because that would have prevented the end of this episode. And I'm going to be real with you. When I made my predictions last week, I didn't even consider this because I thought it was too soon in this show. Right. Yeah. I thought they were going to try to keep her human as long as possible, given how vehemently against this she is.
Yeah, this is like if they turned Bella in New Moon, you know?
No, literally.
Like, timeline-wise. That would be wild. And we still have, you know, 4 extra movies to go. Like, what? What are we doing?
It's like, and even, I mean, Elena's doing the eclipse thing right now, right? Like, she's in that. Totally. That would be like if during eclipse she got changed. It makes no sense with the plot of what's happening right now. Yeah. Right. So I'm confusion of why that's happening.
Yeah. Something I also had confusion of this episode is what the fuck is Caroline on this episode?
Okay, listen. I mean, she's stigmatized.
I know, but, like, this extent, you know what I mean? Like, I was just confused of, And I guess I'm still confused over their relationship in general, because he seems to not be a reliable person in her life. However, I get it. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know? You love who you love. Whatever. No judgment. But, like, when, you know...
I mean, love is love except, you know?
Love is love except, yes. Saying love is love is crazy. It's like, listen, you do whatever you want in your own homes. You know what I mean? I just want to see it. But, like, after, you know, last episode when Rick, like, went diva mode and was like, I know all your secrets. I'm going to tell everyone I know who your kids are, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do all this shit and bury you, whatever. And then, you know, that information gets passed down to Tyler and Caroline. And immediately he's like, okay, let's go. And, you know, like, well, on their recommendation to leave and get out of here.
Yeah.
But he's, like, super into it. And she's like, I'll do anything. Like, I'll run anywhere with you. Like, I just gotta say goodbye to people, blah, 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 blah. It's like, motherfucker, what? Where did this come from? Where did this come from?
No, literally, because I thought Rick's grand plan last week was to kill all the women. And this week it's worse. He just wants them all unemployed. What the fuck?
Yeah, he just wants them jobless.
Yeah, he's like, no, my plan for Mystic Falls is women can't work.
Yeah.
What?
The fact, too, like, he walks into Mara's house, too, and is like, I'm gonna make sure your license gets revoked. It's like, oh, so you're not trying to kill these people. Like, you just want them to be jobless.
He's like, in my Mystic Falls, we can't have a woman mayor, we can't have a woman sheriff, we can't have a woman doctor.
Yeah.
What the fuck's
you were so
wrong
right
with you, evil
last
Rick?
week, though, when you were saying he was trying to make a, you know, Ken world or whatever. Like, that's what's happening. He's just affecting the labor and economy of the Mystic Falls. That's what he's doing for women. Like, that's what he's doing.
You were like, he came in and he was like, here's my executive order. No women work in this town. And then you died anyway. So what's wrong with you? I'm upset
He's like,
about
if I'm
I'll
going
talk
out,
about it
I want to
later,
make
but
sure all these women can't hold jobs. That's my one wish.
Just say you hate women, evil Rick.
Like, what? Okay.
Nasty behavior.
Work, Rick. Jeez Louise.
And then you spilled all of Meredith's blood. So now she couldn't save anyone, even if she wanted to.
That was so nasty. I'm just pouring it on her fucking notes and shit.
On her papers.
Yeah, she had documents. That seemed important.
No, but to your point, though, right? Because I assumed when Tyler and Caroline got the call, it felt like they were walking into a trap. That's what I assumed was going to happen.
Sure.
Because the way that Liz and Carol looked in that moment, they were crying, and I was like, oh, well, they're going to get their neck snapped or something, right?
Right.
And then they were like, here's all your papers. Love is love. Go be with God. You can't be a straight couple here. And it's like, like, what the fuck? And
it makes
Tyler,
no sense. And, yeah.
He was fine with it.
Yeah. And, like, everyone else has been, like, outside of, you know, Jeremy and Matt or whatever, have been like, leaving is not the answer, right? Like, Elena should not leave, because regardless, if any of this happens, and if this is the ripple effect that everyone's talking about, of, like, everyone thinks Klaus is dead, so, like, this whole, you know, domino effect of bloodline and whatever the fuck, skipping town won't do shit. Won't do shit.
It's not a radius effect.
No, yeah, it's not like, oh, they're within, you know, my my area here, and that's going to trigger, you know, this cacophony of deaths. It's like, no, I think it still just works. I mean, again, it depends if he's full of shit and was just saying shit. But, like, also, you want to risk that and just, like, hang out in, you know, Denver? Like, what is the plan here? What's going on?
A part of me thinks, I mean, obviously Caroline's stigmatized, but, like, a part of me is like, this is the first time that Caroline has seen someone choose her and not want to abandon her. So she's like, well, of course, right?
For sure.
I'll go with you. But I could not understand that at all, given Tyler's always been ready to up and leave. He's like, all these people are not popular, so I'll be fine if I leave. But Caroline's willingness in that moment felt very confusing.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, well, I got to go save the world, but then we can
then
go
we're
to
G
Denver.
to G. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Who was this Caroline? What?
What about your degree? What about all of your community projects here?
Yeah. This town will stop ceasing to exist when you leave. There's a party every Tuesday. You got work to do. What?
You gotta lock in, girl. You're not gonna be anything without a degree.
God. What? For Tyler?
I couldn't.
No offense, but like for Tyler? Like,
girl, I chose a Tyler. Don't do it. Like,
girl, get up. Like, what?
No, literally.
Better than this. What?
Don't stay with this man when he's crashing out and dying in front of you. Go.
God. Oh my God.
Then he turns into his literal master. Absolutely fuck not. Absolutely not. And I was so rooting for Bonnie this episode.
Yeah.
When she got to see Klaus at the beginning and she was like, I am only keeping you alive because I love people, but I really want to see you rot in hell. I was like, absolutely, Bonnie. Absolutely. I love you.
She had so many good fucking lines this episode. And like, we finally got her just being like, fuck it. Which is what she's been deserving to do. Forever. Because nobody gives a fuck about her. Nobody gives a fuck about her lineage.
Nope.
And witches and witchcraft. And she's like, fuck it. Like, I'm only doing this because I want to do this. And I'm not playing by your fucking rules anymore. I'm tired of the disrespect. Fuck it.
And then
y'all figure it out.
And then she got roped into being someone else's witch again.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew Klaus wasn't gone. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, it's too good to be true. Why were you throwing a party last week? Guys. What is happening? What?
Figured out.
Oh my God.
You should have known. You should have known. But of course, when everyone else wasn't dropping dead, they should have known. And Rebecca and Elijah knew. Yeah. They figured it out, even though they didn't say it, and that's why they were like, no, we're gonna stay in town. Yeah. But to see, here's the thing though, I'm not as excited for Klaus and Tyler. I don't think that he can pull evil as well as Rick could. Yeah. So, that's kind of boring to me personally. So that's, yeah. Okay, fine. I'm just fine. Okay. Here's the thing. Yeah. I would love to, we gotta spend a second, we gotta talk about Rick and Jeremy for a second. Yeah. Because when we first saw them at the start of this episode, they were having a fucking furrowed brow convention in the grill. Yeah. And we knew, we'd seen this before, that like Rick was going to try and appeal to Jeremy and his senses of his sister. Yeah. I don't like,
disagree. Isn't it interesting? The main problem here is vampires. What if I could do that, take care of that real quick? And then everyone would be fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't disagree with what Jeremy and Matt tried to do this episode. I'm glad that they told everyone else. Mm-hmm. And they didn't try to do it alone. I think that Matt should not have drugged Elena.
I think the disrespect with the tea. Come on, man.
With the tea, that's nasty business.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Good Guy.
Yeah, right. Right. Like that's already nasty. I don't disagree with what they were trying to do. I don't get the point of trying to get out of town. Like, it's not a radius thing. Right. But I get that, like, you're two humans. You're trying to do something that's in your control.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
Okay. Fine. It's just the drugging of it all I find confusing. Yeah. I need to know your thoughts on Stefan and Damon this episode, because when we last left off, these two chuckle fucks were trying to take Klaus's body out of town.
Right. They are so, and we called this too. We were like, why are we trusting them with this body in a car, and that's it? Like, no other protection, nothing else is going on. God, these right. I'm so frustrated by these two. And again, they are still much more what's the word? They're much more focused on the other question at hand, which is who gets to win Elena. And it's like,
Jesus.
you guys have work to do, okay? What the fuck is wrong with you? And this dramatic fucking split off made me want to run into the lake.
Them drawing straws to be like, well, who's going to take care of Klaus's body is unnecessary.
I cannot with these two. I cannot with these two. And it's so coalescing with Matt driving Elena and being like, oh, well, someone's a million miles. Damon's like really far in this direction, but if we want to go back for Stefan, we can only kind of do one of them. And it's like, you messy bitch. You messy, messy bitch. I cannot.
It's so much.
And that fucking phone call, I swear to God, they want to kill me. These writers want to kill me. They want to see me dead. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Because we knew this. We knew that, like, Damon doesn't make sense yet for her.
No.
I mean, it makes sense to us because we're, you know, geniuses.
Sickos.
But, like, we're sickos, we're nasty, and we love drama, right? But, like, Stefan is always the sensible choice. Blah, 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 I get it, whatever, okay? But that phone call of being like, and Ian's acting in this, his face acting in this.
I can't. I live
through the fucking roof. Made me want to buy a gun. Like, he is so like, well, I know you're going back for Stefan, but also for Carolyn and Tyler, blah, 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 blah. But if it was just between me and him, like, what would you do? And of course she's going to give the answer of, like, I have this relationship with him. I have this history with him. Yada, yada, yada. But the fucking, like, the audacity to ask that question. Nasty work.
Because he's like, well, I'm a dying man.
Right. It's like, well, just give me my one dying wish if I'm gone, if I'm a goner.
Right.
You know, give me that. And the reveal here is fascinating and fucked up because this is Damon's thing, right? There are so many instances now where they have had moments and he has made her forget them for whatever reason.
When I fucking see this dude, I'm gonna
It's
him.
fucking on site. It's on site. And it's the fact that now has extended to even earlier than we first thought.
Seemingly before she met Stefan.
Before she met Stefan.
Because she says to him on the call, right? Like,
yes.
Maybe if we had met before Stefan, things would be different.
Nasty work.
And you know Matt has his hand on the wheel, like, oh, bitch. Like,
yeah.
oh.
He's turning the radio down a little bit. It's like, all right, let me listen to this.
Rolling the window up, like, I need to be able to hear this.
Right. I want to be shot into the sun because it turns out they did meet first. They for sure factually did meet first. In that fucking flashback, I swear to God.
The night her parents died. Like,
literally
right
was that.
Before she met Stefan.
Yes. And was like, hey, nobody really should know I'm here right now. So, like, we had a great conversation. And I'm going to give you a huge, beautiful speech on, like, what kind of love you want and deserve while you're alone in the middle of the woods or walking down the road, you know?
Her saying in that conversation, by the way, like, this is Mystic Falls. Like, nothing bad ever happens
yeah.
here.
It's like, oh, honey. Oh, sweetie. Just you wait. Just you wait.
I know you haven't taken a history class here because you don't have a history teacher yet, but once you learn about the origins of this land.
Yes, that made me want to jump out the window.
What I hated about this, too, is, like, right before that phone call.
Yeah.
When he's on the phone with Stefan, and he finds out what happened, and he's like, I can't believe that you let her talk to Elijah and do all this. And Stefan's like, well, I can't fucking, Elena, she can do whatever she want. And he's like, well, and Damon's like, well, if it had been me, I'd have kick-stopped her and done whatever I want. And he's like, bitch. And Damon says specifically, like, yeah, but she'd be alive to hate me. And when we see him later on at the end of this episode, after he fucking fights down Rick, which I can't even talk about, I'm gonna get to it in a second. Yeah. But when we see him kick stomp into the hospital, and he's pissed because he knows why Rick died and what that means, and he walks in that hospital and is like, where the fuck is Elena?
Yep.
I am gonna buy a gun. I would never touch a gun. I'm so scared of them. But I'm gonna buy a Four Loko. I can't handle this. I hate it. I hate it so much. Because I was so initially confused when she was underwater and she was telling Damon to save Matt. Cause like, why the fuck would we save Matt?
Right. Like love and light, but what?
Love is love, but like, because I was like, Elena, I know that we talked to you about, you know, your tendencies, but you need to stay alive for Rick. But damn, that sucked really bad. Seeing Rick go was not great. I knew it was going to happen. Yeah. I wasn't surprised by it. But it still sucked. What hurt me a lot, and I don't know how you feel about it, but was when Jeremy saw Rick.
Dude, this man is so tortured. This boy.
That's his dad.
That's his literal father figure, his only fucking homie out here, because nobody wants to listen to him. They'd rather ship him off to Denver than deal with his emotional problems and just talk and have therapy, you know? Yeah. And now, this motherfucker, because he sees ghosts, dead people, now he's got Rick just being like, I'm here when you need me. Just tap me in. If you're thinking about me, I'm here, bud. It's like, I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here.
Because at first, Jeremy being like, oh my god, how did you get here? Right. He was so scared.
Bless his heart. He was like, oh, that was really fast. Whoa. He's like, oh, I think you're dead. Wait, got it. Okay, never mind. I forgot I could do that. You're so right. Not bad. That was on me.
I totally forgot I had that power. Sorry,
It's been a minute since I was talking to my ex-girlfriends. Okay, sorry. I feel so bad, Jeremy. I'm sorry. Can't get a fucking break out here.
No. Now all I want is for next season, when the next season starts, for Elena to pop up and be so fucking pissed. Yes. I just want her to tear through and be like, this was the one thing. Yeah. Damon and Stefan, y'all knew. Right. This was the one thing I didn't want. I'm going to kill everyone.
Yeah. I do not ask a lot of you people. I truly ask the bare minimum. And
it was the only keep my brother safe.
Yeah, keep my brother safe.
Don't turn me into a vampire.
And just obey my one true wish, which is to be a human being. Yeah. They can't do shit. They can't do any of that.
Ugh. I think she's gonna... I hope she kills them first, and then she kills Rebecca, because why the fuck did you make her reenact how her parents died? That's so nasty. I don't like it. Listen, I know that Rebecca and Elena have had some beef. They've done some low blows to each other, but that is below the belt. Yeah. Personally. I don't like it. But apparently next episode, the start of season 4, is called Growing Pains.
Uh-oh.
So that's not good.
Yeah.
But we've got what looks like Jeremy and Bonnie doing spells. And I'm assuming by those curls, that looks... I'm hoping that's Caroline and not Rebecca. Yeah. But who's to say, you know? I'm just glad we don't have to wait like 4 months.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because I would lose it. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Greg Lautner.
Ooh, thank you to April Dobrev.
Ooh. Thank you to upcoming musician Kristen Stewart.
Oh my god. Oh. Thank you to Calista Lockwood.
Pew pew. Thank you to Sean Salvatore.
Pew pew pew. Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Oh. Thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Pew. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ow. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Ow. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ooh, thank you. Last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivashkov.
Pew pew pew.
I have a fanfiction for you. It is by the author Please Be Kidding. It is titled Circles Around Me, and it is all one chapter. The summary is, so Lena's a vampire, that's great. Damon is sure she and Stefan will be very happy together. Totally awesome. Since Damon's last best shot at happiness just died in his arms. Since this is all one chapter, this is from the same scene. It's just a couple of paragraphs with a space in between. I just cut it to shorten it for time. And I'm sorry. Damon leaves the hospital, leaves Stefan and Elena to sob it out and fight it out, and if they want to, fuck it out. Fine. They can do what they need to do. Damon will do what Damon needs to do, fuck you very much, and Damon needs to drink. First, Damon sits in the garage in his car with Alaric's body tucked in the trunk. Why he took it out, he is not entirely sure. Not really. But part of Damon thinks that if there is any way to get Alaric back in that body, he will be the one to find it. Damon will start a blog. That's what he'll do. He'll pick a ridiculous pseudonym and he'll write real person, fan nonfiction about Damon and Alaric, vampire and vampire slayer, and it will be poetry, what he writes. It will make other writers put down their pens and weep. It will change the world, and he'll tweet about it. He'll send printed copies of everything he writes to everyone on the council and everyone else too, with his own intimidable, shining, swirling signature at the bottom of the front cover so they all know. And when they take a break from telling Jeremy and Elena how fucking sorry they are, they'll have to acknowledge Damon's grief too. End scene.
I swear to God.
If that's not Interview with the Vampire Core, I don't know what is.
He'll tweet about it. It's so good. It's so good.
It was italicized, so I had to.
You had to give it the flavor it deserved. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, friends, you have a lot of great TV to catch up on.
Hell yeah.
As a reminder, next week, when this comes out, we will have a very special bonus episode for you.
Hell yeah.
From Wicked, which I'm excited because I haven't watched it yet. I want it to be fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, now's a good time to.
Yeah.
And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.